Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live with Prima. Cari Fennell here tonight with you, and we are going to make some really cute baby cards using the Julie Nutting baby sets that she came out with last summer. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with these cards. They're probably over the top, but that's how I roll. But we're gonna do just some cutting and dressing them and doing some fun stuff with them, just to make some cards. I mean, they're pretty straightforward, but I'm going to show you step by step what I did. You can alter these and use them however you want to use them. Um, we will be using some of the new, or well, they're not really new, but the watercolor pencil set, the hair and skin tones. It's the Julie Nutting set. There's 12 pencils inside with all kinds of shades for skin and hair. So we're going to use that. And we're also going to use Prima's watercolor brushes. There's water in the cylinder. And when you get the set, you get two in a set. You can see mine are well used. One is a finer tip. The other one's a little bit bigger. I think I have two fine tips with me tonight. I do. Just because I need to use fine tips, and if I run out of water, I have a backup. Then we also have, let's see, here they are. I'm going to show you all these little lovelies. So these guys are so cute, and they are very small. The reason why they're so small is because they're made to be the baby to Marisol and Adam. So they had to make the baby to scale according to how large the dolls were. So they are a little bit smaller. I can measure exactly so you know. So we're looking at like 2 3/4 inches here in length. So that's not very big. And just about an inch wide or so. And then with the baby, we also have a girl set, which has a cute little dress, kind of like a little onesie romper and little hair bow. We have the Jammie set, which has, of course, the jammies with the feeties and the little teddy bear for nighttime. The hat and bib set. On my cards, I did use the bib. I didn't use the hats, but this is really cute set. And, it's always fun to have accessories to dress up the baby. Here's the boy set. So if you'll notice, I'll go back. The baby kind of looks like it could be a boy or girl. And that was done on purpose. So that if you wanted to make a baby boy, you could. And then you have the accessories. And then, of course, you have the girl set. So girl and boy. We also have a snowsuit set. So really cute. Little snowman. So adorable. The shoe set. These guys are so cute. So you actually have some shoes in here that could be for the girls and a couple for the boys, or actually either one. They're baby shoes, so you can kind of use them however you want to. And then there is the stroller. The stroller is so cute. It's called a set, but there's really only a stroller in the package, just so you know. It's kind of old-fashioned looking, very Julie Nutting-ish, don't you think? Just really cute. So this entire set is, really, really adorable. And I did start with the baby, and I'll show you exactly what I did. And what's really fun about these sets, because they're a little bit smaller, that you can actually make your babies onto scrap pieces. So I will show you, for instance, like what I did. Let's see, maybe I'll show you, maybe not. Oh yeah. So yeah, I cut out little bows, so I have to be really careful. So here's a card I made, excuse me, and the image wasn't that great. It should have been much more crisp and clear. And instead of throwing it out, I saved it and I used it to stamp babies on. And you can see you can get quite a few out of these cards. So for me, I save stuff like this and then I use it, and it really comes in handy. So I'll just show you really quickly. I really, really like, and I know I use this over and over again, but I really like the archival ink. It's the potting soil. It's a brown. I much prefer this over using a distress ink when it comes to these, because I have to use a solvent ink or a permanent ink if I'm going to be watercoloring the skin and everything around it. So when you go to add the water, the solvent ink is not going to move. Water-based inks will move, so you just have to be careful. So that's all I did. I just stamped the baby. with that ink. So I wanted you to see that part. And I'm just going to, it's very sticky to the block. So now I am going to take the camera and just kind of hone in here a little bit. Excuse my mouse, but I really kind of want to get into this part so you can see what the heck I'm doing on the babies because they're so small. Okay, so I line them all up and I keep them all on the card and I don't cut them out before I color. And I'm going to get out my watercolor pencil set, and in the set there's a real nice, very light pink. Like it's almost hard to see. It's kind of peachy pink, and the number on it is 5. Okay, so I'm just going to go in. I'm not going to be super generous with it, but I just kind of want to give the baby like a pinkish tone. And I'm not shading or anything yet because I just want to make the skin, the base of the skin all the same. Just give it that nice skin tone. You don't actually have to add a ton of pigment with the pencil because once you add the water to it, that'll kind of help move it around and get in all the little pieces. So like this is just easy coloring, and I prefer to do all this before I cut out because it is so small. This just makes life so much easier. Plus, if you make a mistake with your shading and your coloring, you haven't done all the work to cut it out. And then what if you ruin it? Then it's like, oh, you know, it's just kind of heartbreaking. So I'm going to grab a little bit of my water here, and I'm just gonna kind of smooth out all those pencil marks I have on here and blend it all in. Yes, it does make them, doesn't it, Barbara? So, you know, you got to have a little bit of a difference in their tones too. I mean, and what I love about, you know, Julie's set is that if you wanted to make a baby with a little bit of darker skin, you could do that. Let's see what color. I would probably go for a light color like 89. And I'm just going to kind of lightly, you can kind of see, I'm not being real careful. All right. I'm just going to color that one in. Oh, yeah. And the watercolor pencils kind of offer their own shading too, like just from all the different strokes and stuff and adding it. It's kind of interesting. I need a little more water. I'm being very careful with the water. I'm not adding a ton. I'm just getting the brush tip just a little bit wet. I'm going in there. And see that already? Like it just is a little bit darker, not, you know, a ton. And then for these guys, I'm going to go in, let's see, with this one here. This is number 8. So 8 is kind of pinkish. You see that? It's got just, I'm sorry, it's not really focusing great. But it's kind of pinkish, peachish color. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of go in around. I like to go in around the edges with the brushes. So I know it's not really picking up great on camera, is it? So I'm going to do my best here to hopefully make it so that you can see. But just kind of going along the same sides. Can you see that? I'm sorry if you can't. I'm trying. All right, and then when you start wetting it, it'll actually blend into the other color a little bit and offer that real fun shading. Yeah, it's not really showing up. So let's see what other color maybe I could do for shading. It might. Okay, so it's a little wet, so I gotta be real careful. Just adding a little bit. Yeah, that shows up better. Okay, so you saw I went over it real late. Now I could always pick it up right from the tip of the pencil. So I need just a tiny bit more water in here. I'm just lightly squeezing it into the nib here. Here we go. You see that? And I'm not too concerned about it going over the lines because I'm just going to cut the baby out anyway. And up here I got it kind of dark, but I'm not concerned because the baby has clothes on. So guess what, baby? No one's going to see that. And then you can always take your finger and dab a little bit off if you get just a little bit too much. Just take it off with your finger. Okay, now this looks like dirty baby. This baby looks dirty. Actually, on camera, it doesn't look too bad. Here in real life, where I'm sitting, he looks like he's maybe eating some Oreos or something. Okay, so again, just gonna add a little bit of shading around that baby. Can you guys see now? And I'm actually getting a little bit of, I'll show you, I'm getting a little bit of color and dabbing on my finger just a little bit so that it's not like too harsh when I go to the paper. I can actually probably even take some color right off of my finger. Yeah, I can. So, you know, each one's going to be a little bit different, but just adding these fun shades. And so, you know, this is a good way to practice too by just putting the babies or any of your doll stamps on like a piece of scratch paper or something that you're not going to, you know, you would not use or something, and just practice. Because this is how you're going to get to know all the various shades of your set too. And sometimes you never quite know how it's going to look until you get it on paper or you add a little bit of that water to it. Sometimes you're like, whoa, I didn't know it was going to be that dark. And sometimes it just is. And it surprises you and you're like, oh no, but let it dry because you'll be really surprised it does dry pretty fast. And it dries much lighter than you think too. Okay, so see how like that. So I can go in and just squirt a little bit of water, and that's probably not gonna work. That's not gonna go well. But I haven't cut him out or anything, and I'm not committed. So if I don't love that baby's face, that's okay. I don't have a lot invested. Yeah. So here I can add some water and lift up a little bit. And also, I'm going to show you another trick. Also, now let's pretend that were dry, because this probably isn't, I didn't bring my heat gun down because I didn't think I need it. But you can also go back over it with a lighter color just to hopefully lighten that up a little bit, but like it's kind of wet, so it's not going to be fabulous. But there are ways to get around that. And actually, this could be the one. See, there's always ways around it. So this could actually be the one, if I didn't like the shade of his arm, this could be the one I just put the little Jammie Set on. Done. So you're doing a lot of coloring, but for some of these guys, you only really need the face. And but I wanted to show you like how I colored the bodies and everything, because some of the outfits, like let's say, yes, I did cut some of these out ahead of time so you didn't have to see me cut all night long. But here's another little outfit. So this is the little onesie romper. So you do want to do the bodies on some of them for some of these little outfits. But they're so cute, aren't they? So if you make a mistake or you don't like it, don't worry about it. Just move on and just have fun, okay? Because seriously, these babies, there's all kinds of things we can do to make them, you know, work. And, you know, you can, I cut mine out, but you can certainly you know, go direct to paper without having to do all the fussy cutting if you want to, and cut out some outfits early on so then you can do a little bit of masking. I don't know if you know what the masking is, but you know, that's where you could, you know, stamp the baby, but you'll have, here, I can show you actually. So this could save you some cutting too. If you're going direct to paper, okay? Here, let me see here. So let's say I've got my baby inked up. Now this would take a little bit of practice. You could put a little bit of repositionable tape on there and try to line the baby up, you know, and then you have that. So then you would just go back later and just put it down. So that's how you can kind of get away with stamping direct onto paper, color it in, and then just do the outfit, you know. So, and this will kind of, that's what masking is though. It's basically taking an image, putting it there when you stamp so that it's not there. So you can have more possibilities. That's basically what it is. And I just stamped on the other side of the little romper that I was going to use. Okay. All right. Next thing I want to show you, I'm sorry, I'm just keeping my stamps in order because these little tiny stamps, yeah, they disappear if you're not careful. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you, the paper pad that I used, and it is the, I'm going to just kind of zoom back out. There we go. This is the Julie Nutting 6x6 paper pad that was meant to go with the baby line. The number on this is 911270. And you can see all of the patterns on the cover, but I'll just kind of flip through it. It is double-sided paper. Here, why don't we start at one end? So you've got like this kind of chocolate, kind of, you know, latte colored, I guess you would say, swirly paper. And then there's sweet little rosebuds and pink pattern. Let's see. We've got the same pattern with the tan or the cream, and then we have that little cute little brown gingham. And then we have a pink swirl with a teal one. And they all coordinate together, so that's another great thing. So here we have fun little, a pink gingham, really light. It's a lot lighter than this pink here. This pink is more peachy, and this is more of a pastel pink. And then we have little rosebuds with little polka dots on the back. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to have my camera focus in. There we go. Oh, you know, it loves me, it hates me. Sometimes I just never know. There we go. You see that? They're real sweet. So they're just, it's just a fun little pattern. And a brown gingham and some real cute little pink flowers with the flourishes again. We have little butterfly strips. They look kind of, they're all different. And some look cross-stitched and there's pretty flowers. And then there's like a nice little, you know, scrolly pink, dark pink scrolly. And then we have the teal gingham with, again, the little rosebuds, and there's little dots in the background. So this is just a real sweet line. The one that I did not show you is actually the one that I've used up. It has, it's kind of like a reddish cranberry gingham on one side, and then it's got all these beautiful like little kind of roses on the other side. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Kind of a shabby little, cute little look. Okay. So that's the one I actually have used up out of this paper pad. So I will show you exactly what I did. Oh, and when you have the white paper like this, like I stamped the little bib. I wanted a little white bib, so I cut that out already. I used it on the white paper, just so you know. This is watercolor paper, by the way, because I was using the watercolor pencils. My favorite pad to use is this watercolor pad. It's 8.5 by 11. And the number is 847746. Because I can make cards from this. I just cut it in half at 5.5, and I have 2 cards just from one sheet. Okay. So, and I use the scraps for doing all kinds of little things like this as well. Okay, so now okay, so I showed you the paper pad, and I want to show you what I did here. Actually, I want to go back and just So let's see what exactly. So I used the bib set tonight. Not these guys. I just want to show those. I used the Jammie set. So the Jammie set is 911331. And the bib set's 911324. That's got the hats. And then I have the girl set, which is 911294. All right, so all you're going to want to do, and you're going to use the same ink, unless you want to use something a little bit lighter so you don't see the lines, but the lines don't really bother me all that much. Let's get out the dresses and we'll get out the teddy. So here's the teddy bear from the Jammie set. He's so cute. Okay, and all I did was stamp him, inked him up good, and just stamped him right on the gingham. So then I just cut him out. Here I did him on pink gingham, so you just cut him out. So this does take a lot of patience because they are very small, but it was well worth it because he's adorable. Now, one thing I also want to tell you too, when you go to cut out your babies or any of these things, you take the same ink and you can just dab around the edges. So if your cutting is not perfect, you're just going to add a little bit of that same color ink around the outside so that you don't see all those little white spots where maybe your cutting wasn't super awesome, right? Okay, so that's my tip for that. Also the little romper. So let's just show the little romper. I'm just doing this because it's fun to stamp them. I mean, I really don't need to show you guys how to stamp on pattern paper, but just humor me for a minute. I mean, I'm just having all kinds of fun. Okay, so then you take the little romper and you're going to stamp it right here. So it's right on that pattern paper. And again, you're going to cut that out and you have a sweet little outfit for the baby. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Now, see, I'm already starting to lose all my stuff. Hold on just a second. Okay. And you see there's like a little hair bow too. Yeah, that's I cut these out. Yeah, that was crazy. But it's gonna be totally worth it in the end because it's gonna look so adorable. And the other thing too, speaking of mistakes, so let's say I cut out a baby, okay, which I have right here. And this baby, I might have cut too close around the top and he looks like a bald man baby, okay? Because that does happen. It's not good. You just hide that with a little bow and you're good. So you don't have to worry about cutting the little tuft of hair if you know you're going to add something kind of fun to the top of their head too. So just another little word of advice, okay? All right. We'll put this down. Okay, again, try to keep these all together. Okay, so let's pretend that I cut all of these guys out. I have them all cut out here. Oh, I have one halfway cut out. I guess I did not finish him, but I only really need 3 babies. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of go back down a little bit closer again. There we go. And I'm going to start building my cards. Now with that watercolor paper, again, I just made my card by cutting that 8.5 by 11 sheet in half. I'm just going to make my card base. Now you do not have to make your card base from watercolor paper. You can make it from just white cardstock because it's just a card base. Do you know the weight of the watercolor paper? I do know the weight. It's 140 pound cold press paper. Okay, so it's very nice and thick. I don't know if you guys can see. And I did not have a hard time cutting out the baby from this paper, you know, even though I used it. But if you're concerned about that and you want to cut such a small image out, you might want to use a little bit of a thinner paper, maybe to start and see. But it worked really well. So I love the paper and I use it for all kinds of things, and it does take the color really, really well. Okay, so we're going to start on our first card. And I'm just going to, what I did is I cut some of the matching pattern paper from that little 6x6 paper pad. And this card is actually, 4¼ by 5½, right? So I'm sorry, it's 5½ this way, 4¼ so this piece of paper I put on the background is going to be 3¾ wide, and it's going to be 5 inches tall. Okay, so 3¾ wide, 5 inches tall, and that I'm just going to glue right down. Well, I'm not going to glue. I'm going to tape gun it down. Using my little glue glider tonight. And then you sort of want to just center it the best that you can. All right, and then I got a coordinating paper that I thought would go nice with it that I cut. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying not to mess up too much of my stuff here. Okay, so then I took another piece, and this piece here is going to be 3 inches by 4 inches. Okay, so it's almost like a 3x4 journaling card. Like we have the little pads of those. So I kind of wanted to make these all uniform and the same, but yet they're all a little bit different. Okay, so I really gotta make my crease there. Uh-oh. Can you zoom out a bit? Sure, I'm too close. My giant hands are in the way. Is that better? Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm just preparing this, and then next I'm going to I just took some of my scraps from cutting these pieces up, and I used my favorite border punch. So the border punch I used is this one right here. It's the EK Success border punch. It's it's an oversized scallop. So I punched it first and then cut it at about 1 inch. But you can cut your paper strip at 1 inch. And then border punch it, whatever you want. It is going to make it a little bit smaller, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to use the pink gingham here. And I'll line that up on the bottom. Right about there. Now I'm not too worried that it's hanging off. I'll just turn the card over and give it a little haircut. Follow the straight line of the card with my scissors. And there you have it. Okay. So next I'm going to put a big white flower. So I have my box of Purity flowers, 586669, and in this box it has leaves and big beautiful flowers, white flowers with all kinds of fun little pieces on them. So I'm going to glue that one right down to the center. What I did is I used the babies in the center of the flowers to help kind of give them a little dimension and raise them up a little bit. But I just love the white. I think it just adds such a nice little touch. It's so cute. Okay. So we'll have that kind of over to the side just a little bit. All right. Next, I am going to take, while I'm thinking of it, start dressing my baby. Can you zoom out a bit? Oh, that was the same text you just sent me a minute ago. No problem. So next I'm going to start to dress the baby. I'm going to put that little hair bow that I cut out on her head. Just like that. I kind of like it crooked. And then I have a little dress for her already cut out. And I'm just going to glue that right over her. I didn't bother to put shoes on the baby, but you can if you like these little shoe sets. Or if you're really talented and you want to draw your own shoes in, you could totally do that. Okay, so there she is. Oops, the glue's still a little bit wet. See that? Pretty easy. I'm just going to add glue to the back of her. Just put her right down in the middle of that flower. Just like that. Of course, the dress is sliding all around, but that's all right. Might have put just a little too much glue on there. Okay, so now I have her just kind of floating in the center of that flower. She's real cute. All right, then I also cut out a little teddy bear from the tan gingham. And I'm going to put him on there, but first I'm going to add some little mini white flowers. These little white flowers I absolutely love. They're called Pura Alexas. It's 581848. And they're just a package of real fun, pretty little small flowers. And I just kind of sprinkled those around. Oh, it looks like I have other random flowers in here as well. Let's see what I've got. And they come with like wooden beads and crystals and pearls and like, I don't know, these gold metal ones. Yeah, gold metal beads too. So I think for this card, I'm going to use some with the little crystal centers. And I'm going to put those right in here. Just kind of, I like to just sprinkle some things like this around the card. I'm going to add a couple. Okay. Just like so. And then I'll add a couple more up here. Just like that. And just like this. So I'm just starting to build my cluster. I kind of know where my little girl is. I can kind of see, you know, these guys are sprinkled around. And now I can add my little bear. And he's just going to be kind of down here next to her feet. And I could probably add a little bit of a pop dot or glue dot or something, you know, just to pop them up. But I don't think I have to because of the flower. Like the flower kind of brings them up a little bit. So can you see so far? So far, so good. Okay. And another thing that I did, I got this new die by Memory Box, and it's called Olive Branch. And I really liked it. On my original one, I'd used a Martha Stewart punch. So any little leafy greens that you have that you want to add in there, it's fine. So this is what the die looks like. Again, it's called the Large Olive Branch. It's style 98797. Kept that for a reason, so I could tell you guys exactly what I used. So when you cut them out, they, you know, they're kind of spindly, and I just used like a really pale green paper I had. Nothing too specific. I just wanted just a little bit of greenery, and then what I'm going to do is just tuck these guys in. I think I used the green pattern paper from the Royal Menagerie paper set. It's a real light green. Sorry, I just got to clip off a couple of pieces here. And I like this one because it's just very dainty and sweet. And I didn't want anything too overpowering on the card to make it too obnoxious or anything like that. And what's cool about this too is like you can cut one out, but just clip it in many places and make, you know, a bunch of little ones. So again, more to tuck in. Yes, this card will take a lot of patience because there are a lot of little pieces, but really you can design it any way that you see fit and how you like it. All right. So I'm going to clip another little one off. I cut a whole bunch out at one time so I would have many pieces to use. All right. Any questions so far? You guys talking about food again? Always talking about food. There we go. So I can kind of show you where I just put the leaves like up in here and like one here and here. And just a little sprinkling that came out. All right. Next, okay, so next, the sad part. This is sad. I'll show you why it's sad. So Prima had come out with these adorable little stars, and these went with the Bedtime Story collection. Yeah, well, they're nowhere to be found, and this is what I had originally used on the card. So if you can find these, grab them, put them on your card. The number is 579340. Grab them, like I said, but if not, I'm going to use an alternative tonight, and that is going to be some really fun Satan crystals. These went with the Garden Fable collection, and they have like the little, kind of like the little waves on them and stuff, and they're iridescent. And the number is 579371. So a couple of these just would look really pretty, and the colors kind of fit the Julie Nutting paper pad. And they are a little bit larger than what I had before, but that's okay. I'm not that concerned. And for this one, I might even just grab, add a little glue to that one. I'm just going to grab the teal ones because I think that they would look really cute, just kind of popping off the page. And it's just supposed to add just a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of fun. I have one up here, kind of tucked under that flower. But the stars really were cute, huh? Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to have to put in a comment to the comment box over at Prima and say, hey, we need to have these again. They were cute. Oh, there goes Sam. She's snoring a little bit. Sorry about that. So they're just kind of sprinkled around, you know, it's just to add a little bit of bling, a little bit of color. There's also other choices too. With the bedtime story collection, we had like really cute, like kind of sparkly brads. So you can cut the backs off of those and put those down. We also have, these were from the debutante collection. So these are sweet little, soft little rosy kind of little flowers. I don't know if you can see those. So these would be cute too. So I considered using these. These are 579364. So these might work too. Actually, I might even like these better. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Okay, so there's my little card with my sweet little bear, my little girl, and that was it. Once, you know, once you cut your dolls out and everything, it's just assemblage and you can make them real sweet. I didn't need to ink the edges or anything like that. Here's the original card. And you can see I actually have the bear tucked behind the flower, and then there's those little stars, but it's virtually the same. Okay, very cute. Okay, moving on to the next card. Let's see. Again, I'm going to take my watercolor paper and just fold that in half. And again, it doesn't have to be white watercolor paper. It can be white cardstock or anything you have on hand. You could even maybe match up one of the pinks or blues or tans in the, you know, in the little 6x6 paper pad. That's would be cool. Okay, so this time around, I'm going to be using the pink gingham for the background. I do not know why I bought repositionable tape, but I did. And because I usually don't, I don't know, does anyone really know what the purpose of repositionable tape is? I mean, besides pulling it off and putting it back on. But I thought you could do that with most tapes. I don't know. I bought it by accident, and I'm just going to use it because that's what I got. Okay, next. I think I'm going to put these real sweet little butterflies down. What do you think? Or maybe the blue? I don't know, because my next card, I could do this or this. Ooh, that's a little too bright for me. That's too bright for Cari. Because I want them all to be kind of soft. Oh, I kind of like that. So we'll do the light pink, and we'll do like this little blue here, and then I can do a little blue gingham. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, wait, I have this one. Oh, I'm going to use this here. Okay. So it's the red gingham on the back. It's that little, so I'm going to do virtually the same thing I did in the last card with the border punch and kind of decorating. So you guys can start to see the flow here. If you have any, repositionable tape, probably the only person in the world that buys it. I don't know. Okay. Try to get that on there. Perfect. Put this on there. Let's see. Let's start from the top here. Does that look straight? Looks pretty good. Okay. So again, just kind of the same concept. We've got that big white flower. And actually for this, I didn't do this on the original card, but I might just add a couple more. As far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as too many. Even though that probably is. Not in my book. I could add a couple of white. That's kind of pretty. It's kind of pretty. I think I'm going to do that. You guys know I love white flowers. Like, you know, everybody kind of has their go-to thing, and like, you know, Frank uses his pearls on everything, and he, you know, he has his resin frames he likes to use. You know, we all have, and for me, it's white flowers. So I apologize if it's a little bright on here. It doesn't look totally awesome, but it's just, I don't know what it is. I like the clean look of it sometimes, and I just think, oh, it just looks so good, especially in a very like sweet little baby card, right? And I'm trying to match up some of these little guys here. I probably don't need them. I think I have enough flowers. I'm gonna add them anyway. I'm laughing at myself. My husband would be like, oh my gosh, you added way too many. He's so sweet, he never says anything, but I know that's what he's thinking. He'd be like, what? Here we go. So we'll just put more, you know, more is more interesting. Okay, I think for this baby, I'm going to add the Jammie Set. And probably that would be it. I don't think he needs shoes or a hat or anything, but you certainly could. I mean, you know, I don't dress my baby in hats for Jammie time, but I don't judge. All right, so I'm just lining that up. See, like that covered up the whole body, so I didn't even need to do the whole body. It would have been totally fine. But you never know. Okay, so I'm just going to put that sweet little guy right there. Oh my gosh, Sam. Okay. Also, here, I broke out my bedtime story wood icons, and I used this little moon from the set. Now I love the cow, it says moo, and the shoe and the clock. All of these could work on these cards as well. Then the number on this is 579531, and you get 4 of each image. So if you wanted to make a bunch of baby cards, you would be set with the wood icons. You wouldn't run out. Okay. I know I have a moon already open, so I don't need to open this pack, but the moon was just kind of up here, just for night time. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in on the flower. People always ask me, do you mail these cards out like this with all this chunky stuff? And I'm like, absolutely. I don't mind paying more to send a card if I made it by hand and I really felt it was special and I wanted someone to have it. That to me doesn't matter. But if you want to do a flatter card because you're concerned about that, then just don't use as many bulky things, obviously, and just kind of take it easy on the layers. But I go crazy, and I know people always ask me about that, and I'm never really that concerned. So I really want them to have really special cards. And you can ask, when you go to the post office too, you can ask them to hand, like, stamp it, like instead of going through the machine, so that it doesn't crush your cards either. And that way you can still, you know, mail them and they're not going to get yucky. Okay, now I'm just adding the leafy parts up here. And let's see. I know you can do that for like wedding invitations and stuff like that too. So, you know, it's pretty important if you spend a lot of time on your card and you don't want it to get crushed first thing out the gate. I know I'm using glue for this and I probably shouldn't. I'm already regretting it. Okay, so I lift up the flowers just an eensy bit and just tuck that in. Again, cutting pieces off. Let's see here. Yeah. Maybe move this one. This is why I use wet glue, because I always change my mind. Okay. And I might even just add one more white flower right here. Why not? Okay. There we have it so far. So we got just a little bit of leafy greens. And we can add Some bling bits. Let's see. Maybe I will go back. Does this match? I don't know. I'm kind of itching to use these, I guess. Those little flowers. I think I could probably use these little red ones because they match the little guy. I'll put one here. And there's glue on the back. I don't know. Do you think, is it kind of bright, you guys? Do you think? Yuck. Oh, that one, the glue didn't even come off on. You can have this one like right here, maybe. Yeah, I don't like them. Sorry. I don't. I'll take them off immediately. See, you just never know. Sometimes you want to try something new. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. I'll just keep adding my, I can even add these fun blinks to the middle of some of those little white flowers. And they're sticky on the back, so they'll stay. Yeah. See? Just kind of fun. Giant bling on a baby card. The bling is bigger than the baby's head. You may want to use smaller bling. Here's the original. Okay. Yeah. I'm laughing at myself because I just thought this bling would be such a good idea. I don't think it is. Okay, so use smaller bling, but it's still a cute card. And I will move on to the last card, the third card. Okay. Oh, I must be tired because I'm just getting really silly. Okay. So the last one. Do the same thing we've done. I am killing myself tonight. I am laughing very hard at myself. Oh, let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to do this, and then I can even do, ooh, that would be pretty. What's the other side of this one look like? What do you guys think? Should I do the light blue, or should I do the light blue? You could do something like that. Oh, that looks kind of cute. And then, I have the red on this side. That would be cute. But remember, I have one baby left and I have a red outfit for the baby. So I guess that could work. That would match, right? That's right. Go big or go home. You like the gingham side, Delana? All right. Let me just glue this little cutie patootie outfit on. You like the gingham and the light blue. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And then this time I actually did cut out a little bib. So I am going to use a little bib on this little girl here. Maybe. I'm just putting glue on her. Here we go. And that looks really cute. Oh, yep. There's glue stuck to my hand. See, just like that. The bib is kind of cute. Okay, so I'm going to use gingham side, tiny bib. Okay, light blue strip. Okay, got it. We're going to go baby blue gingham. And then we'll do the pink, and then you want light blue stripe. Light. Okay. Okay, how about that? That'll be cute. Okay, that sounds good. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you for your help. All right. Okay. All right, I think that looks about right. Yeah, this is repositionable all right. And I'm going to do this so that I'm going to put it across the card, and I'm going to do it so that my scallops here meet up about the same on the end, so that when I go to cut it, they'll look even. Okay. There we go. Does that make sense? So like the scallop, there's like a partial scallop on both ends. I did my best. Okay, so for this one, let's see. Yeah, we've got a couple of white flowers together. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna put that one there. And then, well, I don't know, what do you think? Those look pretty good? I was hoping for, these all seem to be about the same. I wanted one a little bit smaller, but I think that's fine. I think that'll look good. Okay. So, and I still have lots of white flowers left, so I could keep going with this and keep having a ball and wrapping it myself and making cards. I don't know, Carrie. I might like the other one better. Hey, I have repositionable tape, you guys. I could totally just take it off and start all over. But there would be tape on the good side, so that wouldn't be good. Oh, okay. So I've got this little cutie, and I'm going to do a little bear with her. Okay. You guys are funny. Start all over. We don't like it now. Okay, so just kind of have the bear just behind her little leg. Let's see if I can show that up close. Yeah, just like that. It's kind of sweet. All right, we'll sprinkle some little white flowers around. Let's see. These guys have like little, kind of like little gold beads in them. So those would be, I think, be fine. Those would be fine. Okay. So again, just layering, having fun with babies. And making fun cards for our friends, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the camera with my head. All kinds of issues tonight. All right, we'll just tuck that one in like this. Maybe like this. Yeah, that looks cute. So those are kind of just sprinkled up. Put a couple more down here. See, I just love these little white guys. These little white flowers are just so cute. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to add my little sprickets here of greenery. Again, on my original one, I used a Martha Stewart little leafy punch. So you know, you can certainly use that if you want to, and you should probably go out and get it soon because I heard, you know, her stuff's not going to be around much longer. So a lot of her stuff is being discontinued because she's phasing out the paper craft part. So if you have favorite punches from her, you might want to grab them now. Maybe grab two in case a friend steals one, you know. Yeah, I got friends like that. I still love them. There we go. But some of her, I think what attracts me to her punches are just her unique images, and the images are just really nice. You know, and I really hope that EK Success will continue to, you know, make something very similar because they're just great. And it's when you're making cards like that, it's just so easy to go punch, 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 you know, rather than having to die cut all the time. That's what I think anyway. All right, so, oh look, I got another bear. I must have just had fun cutting out bears. I could probably add this one right down here. Yeah, let's do it. You know, because I'm not busy or anything. I just have time to cut out lots of little bears and stuff. Right, guys? Okay, and then I think I will, well, should I add the giant bling? I don't know. I can. Add the giant bling. You can add the white. You can tuck it in with the flowers, make it look like it's a berry or something. Yep, they're not so bad when they're like light colored. Okay. Maybe just put it right here. There we go. Yeah. There we go. What do you guys think? Pretty fun, pretty simple. They have here's the original one where I used a flower background, and I think my leaves are a little more green, and I again have the stars. So, you know, they all turn out a little bit different no matter how hard you try to make it the same again. You know, they never really quite turn out the same. So, I don't know. I really like them. And what the other cool thing is now, like if you do get your box of flowers, you know, that it comes in, if you wanted to make your cards just itty bitty, you know, just a little bit smaller, you could actually reuse this box to put little cards in too. And it has, you know, the clear cover, and it's got the belly band, and the belly band is just taped on, so that comes right off. So you could actually make your own little card holder if you want to give a set of cards to somebody. That would be real sweet, because this comes right off. Yep, it's taped on. Yep, see, came right off. So you could slide your cards, slide your box back in here and make a little card size. So you would just have to trim them down a little bit. Looks like you would trim them down this way, you know, probably about, I would say take off a ½ inch. And then you wouldn't really have to compromise anything with the height because it fits in there perfectly. So they would have to be just like a little bit skinnier, and then you could use them. So just an idea for packaging, just to reuse it and have fun with it. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun tonight. These were really cute and fun to make, and I don't know. I could just see you guys, you know, making a bunch, or friends or family, or, you know, grandchildren or whatever. You know, these are just real cute, but they do take some patience because they are a little bit smaller. You know, maybe have some friends help you cut them out a little bit, but I think they're worth it once you do it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. I hope you learned something new. Next Tuesday, we have Rachel Black joining us again. She's going to be making a watercolor painting, like a beautiful floral painting. You can go on to the Prima blog today and see it. I posted it, and it's prima.typepad.com. So that's the next show coming up. That's at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. That's April 5th. We also have a contest going on. If you search the hashtag Prima, oh gosh, what is it? We're doing a wall gallery contest. Let me look up the exact hashtag. And the wall gallery contest is going on. You can find it on the again, the Prima blog. And I did a post over the weekend of Jack's room, and I hung some lanterns in with the coloring book and the frames, and you know, some of our watercolor panels, lots of things like that that are made for home decor. We want to see what you guys can do with our stuff. The contest asks you search hashtag Prima Wall Art, and you'll see what the contest is about, and you can win some major goodies. Like, I think the prize, now don't misquote me, but I think the prize was like $500 in Prima goodies or something like that. Really cool. Okay, so I'll be seeing you guys again on the chat, and thank you so much, and you guys have a lot of fun this weekend and be good. Okay, get crafty, and I will see you soon.